At first, I didn't really love baseball. The passion really started in the 2003 season. Nomar and Pedro and all those guys, just, it's hard not to love them. I'm Sarah Coffin, and I'm the curator for the Boston Red Sox. So I think the first thing that people ask is, how many artifacts do you have in Fenway Park? It's such a small ballpark. And we have about 500 artifacts on display. We've got over 15,000 baseball cards and about 150,000 physical photographs. So these can range from everything from when guys were playing to alumni events to things that have happened at the ballpark. But they're all stored in our archive by file name, by player name, but they all get taken care of here. We had people reach out to us and say, hey, I've got this piece from such and such a year that I think it belongs at Fenway Park, or other pieces from players and things that they want to be a part of our archives. And so before we knew it, we had just gotten large enough to need more space and more storage. And so most of our artifacts are kept safe outside of Fenway Park. Because we're the smallest ballpark in Major League Baseball, it's always best to keep things in climate-controlled storage. This is probably my favorite. This is the first pitch ball from the '99 All-Star Game, and this was one of Ted Williams' last big public appearances. There's a lot, and there's a lot to keep track of, but it also gives us so many unique ways to tell the history. A lot of what I do is taking care of the artifacts, but also doing research, figuring out where things came from, trying to figure out their history, because unfortunately they don't talk to you. So here we have some of our oldest artifacts from the beginning of the team all the way through 1918. And this was our first dynasty. This was the first real teams that had World Series championships, from 1903, which was the first modern World Series with Cy Young, all the way through 1918 with a fourth World Series in 10 years. So lots of really unique history, and especially at that time period. When it comes to us, it becomes an artifact, and it becomes something that we're going to take care of forever. When people think about an artifact, they think about education and preservation and taking care of something. When they think about memorabilia, they think about things being bought and sold and kind of shuffled around. So we refer to all of our pieces as artifacts instead, because we want people to know that we're taking care of this history. We want this history to be around for a long, long time, and to be able to tell Fenway Park stories, years from now. Probably the best part is just seeing how people react to the displays that you create. You think about a topic and something that makes sense to put in the ballpark, and then you see how people react, or a grandparent talking to a grandchild about a different display, or I was here in that moment, and everybody has a story of how they're connected to baseball. We show different artifacts and things, and it almost brings tears to people's eyes, because they remember, oh, I was here for Roger Clemens' 20K game with my best friend, but my best friend's gone now. And so, it's nice to have that memory and have that piece. I know that I'm helping bring this history to life for generations that maybe weren't here to see Ted Williams and Johnny Pesky and Bobby Doerr, and just being able to bring those stories to light, no matter who wants to learn them. But also kind of acting as the voice of the archives and the artifacts. There are so many days where I stop and think to myself, yeah, this is my job. This is what I get to do. You're holding history in your hands. You're holding people's memories and thoughts of different games and different people, and just to think about what baseball was back then and then what baseball is today. It's an incredible journey.